welcome to podcast 20 something.
25.
25.
I just had to look. I couldn't remember. I thought so, but I couldn't remember.
Man, it is cold out.
I think this is the last cold night, though. It's Saturday night. We're having kind of a last minute podcast, so I can edit it tonight and get it up for the morning. But yeah, I think after today, it's a bunch of mid 30s, so I'm ready.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime.
Yeah. Yep, I'm watching the football game right now, and yeah. My busy days tomorrow.
You got girls stuff.
Yeah, so Sophie had a cheer competition in by Omaha today, and then Charlotte had basketball, so we had to split up. And tomorrow Sophie has a volleyball tournament in Ames. Like, we have to be up there before 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
So you're gonna edit tonight and then put it up tomorrow, or
Yep.
Well, bless your heart.
Hopefully I can it shouldn't take too long. Like I said, doing these, I don't really have to edit cameras back and forth. It's, put a little bit of intro music on it, put the intro, throw the sponsor stuff at the end, and it seems to be good to go. So
well, let's hop right into it. We've got, I don't know how many, 30 inches of snow, or I'm not sure exactly
what 2 feet. It's over 2 feet.
Yeah, it makes a lot of things as far as postseason stuff difficult. Not just for you and me, but for everybody else out there that has a difficult time accessing their farm to get out alfalfa bales and fill the feeders and put out cameras and replace batteries. So with that being said, maybe with the warmer temps coming, that might mitigate some of that snow. We might be able to drive into the farms and replenish some of that stuff. I'm actually looking into a snowmobile. So if we do have, my brother-in-law he's got a pretty good deal on one. So I'm thinking I might pull the trigger and get my first sled. So last year, we went out to Colorado, and my family and I rented a couple sleds, and it was really fun. But just with the past few winters, there's not been a lot of snow, so
right, haven't needed it at all.
Well, it'll be nice if I do end up getting it. I think I probably will, but we'll see how it plays out, and I'll be able to access some of the cameras I need to pull and get out to feed some deer, and that'll be kind of fun.
You could probably rent it out.
Probably.
Yep, just charge people by an hour, have them drop pins on hunt stand, and just be like, just let me know where your feeder is, and you pay for the stuff, and I'll run it out there for $100 an hour, and fuel.
Or go pull your cameras, or what? That's a great idea.
Side hustle.
Yeah, I tried starting a tractor a couple days ago, and it was, negative degrees, and it turned over and just wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm sure everything's all gelled up and whatnot.
No, I put some diesel additive in there, and I ran it. Got cold, so it's not gelled up. It's just the battery's super cold. And my Polaris Ranger wouldn't even start. When I tried to, it ended up starting later, but with that negative degree temps, it's tough on equipment that sits outside. So.
Right. Yeah, my 4-wheeler's on the side of my house right now, so I can keep my truck inside. So
nice.
Yeah, nice. Not even covered. Not covered. I know it should be, but I didn't get one ordered. Then all of a sudden we had 10 inches of snow, and I'm like, well, too late now.
Yep. But it'll thaw out.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So yeah, I've almost bought alfalfa bales like 3 times in the last 2 weeks, but I know I cannot access this either of my farms. My uncle's, to walk, I'd have to walk in from the gravel road, when you're looking over half a mile to where I would put it. That's a lot of walking in 2 feet of snow.
I did that. So I bought 4 bales and put them out, and having quite a few bucks hit them. I'd say probably more than half a dozen.
I know. And that makes it even worse. Yeah, that
But
really it makes it worse because I know as soon as I put these out, my deer inventory is going to go through the roof. I know it will.
yeah,
So
I
it's
but I put the alfalfa bales out, and literally the deer were coming through to go out to a cornfield, but they're hammering it, but it's a 100-yard walk, and it's still with a sled and two bales each time. It's a pain in the ass.
I
So
know. Yeah, I bought a big sled 2 years ago for hauling all my ice fishing stuff, a big otter, and you can put in two bales without an issue. And I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can walk back in there, like I'm gonna
well,
have
I
to
got
wait.
to
Yeah, we got a sled for rent here pretty soon.
yeah, you can use that. It'll give you a heck of a deal.
All right.
But yeah, I have the one below yours, the otter, so it's a little smaller. You got to stack the bales, and yeah, Tractor Supply actually got a fresh shipment of alfalfa bales, and it seems to be alfalfa, straight alfalfa. If you can find, it's the best. If you get some orchard
Right.
grass, they don't seem to eat the orchard grass, but they will bed in it. Um,
Right.
so it's kind of a win-win. But yeah, I'll probably end up getting some more bales, and hopefully, I got to park on the side of the road, and we'll see how this weather. I was trying to think of some other key topics to talk about, not just for deer, but for coyote hunting. Usually, a lot of guys are coyote hunting right now. And if you remember a few years ago when you and I did that tournament, and we couldn't access, I mean, it's hard to get into those properties down south when they had a foot of snow.
Right.
And so that's coyote hunting's kind of been thrown out the window, at least for us.
Right.
Full
I
time.
mean, if we had the money on thermals and stuff, it would be no problem. You could walk 5 yards into your farm and just stand there and turn on the collar with a thermal and have at it. I mean, I know guys that are my buddy that I turkey hunt with in Nebraska that we go out there and hunt with them every year. I think they're up to like 55 or something. Just call. All he does is call. So since like October, I think him and his buddy have killed 55 coyotes.
Yeah, and I could be wrong with this, but just from a few instances when we coyote hunted, with the snow being so deep, those coyotes don't want to be out in the open field. They want to be in the thick stuff, chasing rabbits and
Yeah.
squirrels or whatever they
I
can
mean,
get
we
to.
we've got enough videos sent to us of all the pheasants that are just frozen solid, and they can't burrow in anywhere, so they're kind of SOL, So
They're
it's
not.
they're sitting ducks.
Yep, they're not used to this, and quite frankly, either are we. It's been a few years since we've had a really good snowstorm, so.
Right. Yep. Yep. Like I was super excited to trap after deer season closed because my three best trapping farms north of town here. She had somebody. It was her daughter that was pheasant hunting. They have a dog and all that stuff, and they just asked, "Hey, can you wait to trap till January 10th when pheasant season's done?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. That's awesome. I appreciate it." Now there's 25 inches of
Hey,
snow. So there's none of it. Now I can't access any of it. I can't dig down into it. It sucks because I was pretty excited about it, and now I'm just like, man, I got a dozen traps underneath snow drifts. I'm gonna have to go dig out in spring. So
yeah, have fun with that.
right, need that T-post puller again.
Thing works good. I actually just took
It
it out of
does.
my truck.
I'm gonna buy one. I mean, for even just the T-post, but man, pulling traps like it might snap the earth anchors, but I don't care. I mean, they're cheap. I leave them in the ground anyway. Otherwise, I was just cutting the clips with a bolt cutter. So this way, I can just hook the clip on and just rip them right out, and it's not an issue. So, but
Yep.
yeah,
So what else we got coming up on the docket? We got the Deer Classic coming up next. We kind of talked about that a little bit last time. Um,
yeah,
Quite a few of you guys there. If you are listening to this, please stop by and say hello. Jesse is going to get some apparel to have at our booth. I don't know how much we're going to end up getting, but he'll have some stocking hats and sweatshirts and t-shirts. And first come, first serve. Probably not going to have a whole lot of overhead, but we'll
right.
have
Yeah,
some.
there'll be a decent amount of stuff. It's booth G34, which is actually upstairs in between where they score the deer and then like where they have all the deer on display. So it's
They're going to have a lot more this year as far
yeah,
as
there's
that
there's a
whole.
bunch up there. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago it was just like one or two guys, And now
Yep.
I think there's like 20 or 30, booths up there, which I think is a good thing. It was getting pretty congested down at the bottom.
And it's an open area too, so that's gonna be nice. And the reason why this is our first year at the booth, but my favorite part of the Deer Classic is talking to everyone and and hearing about their season and just kind of being there, looking at everything, looking at products, and it's a fun time. We've been doing this for a long time. This is the first year we've had our own booth. I mean,
Yeah.
when did Real Hunt have a big booth?
Oh
2006.
God. I mean, I think I've been going to the Deer Classic with Real Hunting since '05. And I think we started doing the big giant booth like '06, '07, something like that. So, I mean, 18 years. We've, in some shape, way, or form, we've been down there, whether it was that or, with different sponsors, and we did Trophy Pursuit, helping with other different booths for that, or Muddy, helping with blinds and stuff. You've helped Blake a couple times and all that good stuff. So it'll be fun. It's kind of nerve wracking to try to make sure I have all my ducks in a row, and I'm going through the checklist in my head. Like, yep, we need this for apparel. Oh crap, yep, we're gonna have to have a table. Oh, I got to get my iPad set up for the Square app, and got to better buy one of those. So if someone wants to pay the card, and
Yeah.
I need to write everything down and go over it. Honestly,
Yeah, we're gonna have hopefully as many staff members in the booth and then out of the booth and talking and hanging out and doing that kind of thing. And I know we'll have a couple things on the docket. Keaton Minnick will have, I think we'll have 3
yeah,
pedestals there. They'll all be
yep,
for sale. You guys see
yeah.
those and one.
Yeah, be able to look at them and pick them up on Sunday when the show's over if you want to buy them and get them from Keaton. So
Then we're doing a absolute huge giveaway, so make sure you guys enter that. Make sure you stop by.
yeah, we'll hold up a couple weeks before we drop that.
Yeah, but you're gonna want to, we won't get any too much details right now, but you definitely want to get entered to that. So that's gonna be fun.
For sure.
We'll have our deer there. That'll be cool if you guys want to come by and see those. I texted him this morning and said, hey, I need to get you my antlers so we can have those done by the Deer Classic, and he's all about it. So.
Well, I don't want to break the habit of you ever driving over to Dillon. So I'm actually picking up my turkey probably this week from the guy that Dillon has do turkeys, and he lives over by you. So
Really?
yeah.
Perfect.
So I'm, just come over.
Yeah, let's keep this thing going. Dylan's gonna hate me because I haven't seen his shop yet, but you have.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy that you probably had like 8 deer done by him and have never made it over there.
2, 4, 6 or 7, yeah.
And then this one.
Yeah, his wife actually me in Waukee one time and dropped off a couple. He's always came and picked them up. He caped out this last one at Mark's barn. So, and he has a farm over by me, and he's from the area, so he comes back this way a lot. So I've been very fortunate to be able to drop those off, and during deer season, he's usually around. So it's always worked out in my favor, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah, probably about 4 tanks of gas you need to duel out to people for running around dropping your deer antlers off or picking the deer heads up. So
Deal.
yeah, so yeah, I'll
Deal.
at least it's halfway here. Then if I have the rack and whatnot, maybe we'll do an in studio podcast next week. I'll try to pick up my turkey or something and then swing through to you and maybe knock out a podcast. See if anybody's in the area.
Yeah, heck, maybe Dylan will want to do it. I've asked him before, but I'm not sure. Maybe we can get him on here.
I'm sure he will. We're gonna have to pick the right time. We're gonna have to kind of bend to his schedule, I think, which is fine. He's busy, and it'll definitely probably be after the Deer Classic, because I'm sure he's got a lot of people wanting stuff done and all that.
He's got a lot. So yeah, I guess, moving forward, that's kind of the one thing we're looking forward to, the next big thing. And maybe shed hunting sooner than later too. I had a buck come by this morning, and he lost that one antler overnight, and I'm seeing quite a few people finding them. I think this weather kind of triggered that. It's super cold, and there's not a lot of food to be found. So
Yeah, it
there's
definitely put a added stress on them. And I had a buck, one of my borderline hit list here, that one that had like the extra point, unicorn point coming off the base, that big 8. He came in, I think 2 days ago. I got a picture of him with one side, so don't know where he went, but
good. Good.
I got a
Hopefully,
couple. I got a couple that are starting to, you know, got I think 1 or 2 half racks and then a couple shed bucks. But yeah, I need to get to a couple farms and pull cameras, and most of them are absolutely dead from this negative, constant negative 20 degrees, negative 40 with the wind chill. So just no reason to have them sitting out there if they're dead. And I'll put, I like to condense mine anyways. If I'm going to throw out alfalfa, I'm not going to have 5 cameras on a farm just kind of overlooking things when I can put one centralized location with alfalfa and some corn and have them all come to me. So
yeah, pay for one plan rather than 5.
yeah, pretty much. So, and I've turned a lot of mine off, but I can tell, like, I wake up, I'm definitely not getting the pictures I was before. And I think a lot of it is A, the cameras are about dead, and B, the deer are not moving that much. Like, I have a few cameras that are on fire all the time, just crossing through or on the edges of stuff. And then I have other ones that I'll get one picture every 4 or 5 days. So, is it the battery's draining and it's missing them, or the deer just aren't moving through there? So,
I would say they're probably not moving through there too. Just, I mean, once it gets warm out, the deer, midday, it's 10 degrees. They've been traveling around at lunch and hanging out. And yeah, this 38-degree stuff's gonna be like t-shirt weather.
yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think either way, I'm just gonna have to, and then when I come over your way, I can maybe get some bales and stuff too, and try to knock everything out in one day. Yep, hit the bales. Yep, grab my turkey. Yep, do a podcast. Grab your rack, and then you know do as much in one go around as I can. So
Yeah, I will tell you this. The local Tractor Supply was just under $12 per bale of alfalfa. These are the inputs that we have to put in to try to get pictures and intel, but we're kind of used to that. And then I think
right,
Crossroads $9, maybe 10. So
I think it was
I
8 or
think
9, 8.50 or $9, and it's
I
not
called,
100% pure. So
yeah, I called them last week, and they have plenty of alfalfa bales. So best bang for your buck is probably there. So
yeah, and I think the local guy north of me here in Ankeny last year, he's $10 again, 10 or 10.50. So not bad, but like I said, if I can save $2 a bale, that's basically getting 1 or 2 bales for free, because I think they have a 10 bale limit, but I don't even know what I can fit in my truck. I think it kind of depends on how I stack it. So,
yeah,
which
I'll rent you a snowmobile. You can come grab it and take a bunch of bales out.
will fit on your trailer.
Um, the snowmobile or the bales?
Yeah, snowmobile.
Both. It'll fit.
Nice.
So it'll fit in the back of the truck too. So you just want to be able to put bales back there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's not so bad then. But yeah, it's kind of almost stagnant right now. Like I said, it's too cold and too much snow to really get too amped up about doing a whole bunch of stuff, especially without being able to access. I mean, I don't care if it's cold and snowy. If I can access farms, I'd be out doing all the work. I'd have had it already done already. But I get a couple pictures and it's like, oh, there's a 4-foot drift on my gate. I can't get through that. I can't even open my gate. I'm gonna have to throw the crap over the fence and climb over the fence just to do anything. So, and I still might. I'm probably going to this week at some point. So
I actually got my
it's
trucks
it's
trying to go to my
really
friend's friend's barn, yeah, Mark's barn, to turn off the water when we had that negative 15, 20 degree wind chill. And there was some grass showing where hindsight's 2020. I shouldn't have done it, but I got unstuck and then turned off his water. But yeah, the drifts are really bad. So
That's cool.
yeah. But yeah, started a new year. We're gonna be pretty excited to see what this year, holds for everybody. And
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm ready to turkey hunt. I've been seeing people like post shorts and stuff, places of get birds gobbling and all that. I'm like, man, sign me up. I'm so ready for it. I'm excited. So get the kids
Yep.
out again, hit a couple states, and I love it. I know you just like to go out once and shoot them in the face and be done, but man, I could turkey hunt every day if I could.
Yeah, my favorite thing is going with you because you carry the blind, the
Right.
chairs,
I got the setup.
back.
I
I had
got
the
it all figured
coffee.
out after all these years. I've got it figured out. It's that frame pack. If you hunt out of blinds for turkeys, buy yourself a cheap frame pack where you can strap everything in. It is a game changer. Like I will put in a blind, two chairs, a tripod for filming. When I take one of the girls, I have my bog pod on there, and then I can strap 4 Avian X decoys with the loops over top the back, and then hold the gun and the camera and walk in.
Yeah.
It sucks going a long ways, but I mean you can go 200-300 yards without any issues.
Yeah, and this year is a little different since I had the 2RV at my disposal. So I can strap everything to the 2RV and Jason sit to my lap and I can just go slow and have everything. And but yeah, as far as turkey hunting goes, the first youth season, it's nice to have a big blind. And I kind of discussed this with Greg Ryan the other day. But what my favorite blind would be probably the one that we hunt out of yours, that Hawk man cave. Yeah, the thing is super nice. Could probably actually park the 2RV in there and hunt out of it still. It's that big.
Yeah, if it was just you, like just
Oh
you
yeah.
with a gun, no
Yep.
problem.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with those is, though, what makes them so big is they have their own panel that's a door. So you have, quote, 5 panels. You have the 4 with the hubs, and then you have a door. The biggest thing with those is getting stakes. I go buy the big metal 12-inch tent stakes and put paracord on them so you can pull them out. And I run them on I think you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 or 6 on the floor, and then I run all the hubs straps out too, and they don't go anywhere. So it's nice. I'll put 2 on my uncle's and leave them there.
Yeah, I like to be one and done, so I just pull it after I'm done hunting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You get a couple kids going, and then it hasn't worked out the last couple of years. I don't think either of my daughters killed birds last year. I don't know. The year before they both did. Year before that they shot that double. And I think that was Charlotte's first year, and then the year before that is when we went with Soph. You took Sophie to that farm over by you. So yeah, it's. I'm gonna try to make it a goal to get them a little bit more. But the problem is when I come back from like Nebraska, like it's like the next day is youth season. But everything's my Nebraska trip. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do because the girls have like cheer regional cheer competitions and state or regional gymnastics and all that stuff. So it's like I got to kind of play it by ear, and it may be middle of the week sort of thing this year going out to Nebraska. I'll have to check. I think Mitch is going to go with me again. But it was cold last year when we went the first time. We shot those birds in the snow. It was cold and it kind of sucked, but it's nice getting out there and going early, get the season started a little bit.
Yeah, and you have the time to do so that is nice.
Yeah. My business hasn't really kicked up at that point. You get into it, and it really depends on the weather. If it warms up and it's in the 50s in March, yeah, I'll have business. But the nice thing about owning my own business, I can schedule. I can schedule what days if I only want to work let's say I do 10 jobs a week, I could do 2 every day, or I could do 2 days with 5 each day and just knock them out. And that's kind of how I prefer. I'd rather just be super, super busy for a day or two and then have the rest of the time off to do whatever needs to be done. So that's why I buy a bow tag, honestly, is because
Also,
I never know when I'm going to go. And if I don't want to set myself, hey, yep, you got 4 days with a gun, you better make it happen.
yeah, when you're working for the man, you cannot do that. It's a 7 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. So have fun on the
Yep.
weekend.
Right. Well, at least in Iowa, you can go in the afternoon if you really wanted to.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a morning person when it comes to turkeys. When it comes to deer, I'm an evening person, but
Yeah. I mean, I've killed a few birds in the afternoon, when you think about it, but it gets, I mean, you filmed me kill that one, got on my uncle's guy. That'd been like 10 or 12 years ago when I reaped him.
oh, we were
We were
walking
going
in.
in, we were walking in and happened to see one there. And I walked out with my homemade reaper decoy and sat down, and he came walking all the way in and shot him at like 10 yards. And then he got up and ran away, and I had to shoot him again running away.
Yeah, we kind of, so looking back, we really, early season, we joked about Jesse didn't have anything to hunt. Obviously, you had a really good year, but you had that turkey.
I filmed one bird when I was hunting, but I don't know if it's him or not.
His beard was literally like dragging when he was drinking water or feeding.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's 13 plus inch, 13, 14-inch beard. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, no, that beard is at least 13 inches.
Here, it's over 11. Put it that way. It's probably closer
Oh,
to 12.
I will bet my brand new farm that it is over 12 inches. Because I have, out of all those beards, there's 3 of them back there that are over 12. And this
One,
thing just looks
one's
ridiculous.
for 12,
There's a
or is
couple
there?
over there that there's 3. I mean, for the most part, it's like I think the longest one I have over there, the full beard, like the whole thing is 11 3/4, and there's like 8 strands that go over 12.
No, what I'm saying is, does it count if you have one strand that's like
Yes.
15?
Yep.
It counts in the
Yep.
book if you put a
Yep.
turkey in a book.
Yep.
You just need one strand.
One strand. That's all it takes. So, yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's obviously longer than all the other birds walking around. Like, I think there's 2 or 3 of other ones in the picture, and it's like, oh, those are nice beards. And then there's this one. It's like that long. It just looks out of place. He just posted a picture of it on somebody had a comment on Facebook about something, and I posted that underneath it, and yeah, it was pretty good. So,
yeah, I know.
but yeah, I'm
I know. You,
excited to get my one back that I shot last year.
maybe you have another one if you shoot this one, but I don't know if you want to throw a picture of that in here. If it's going to take too much to throw a picture of that when he's drinking water or eating. If you can throw that trail cam picture up, great. If not, no worries.
Yeah, let's see. I'm marking down the time,
Perfect.
so that way I can, when I'm editing this, I can just buzz forward it. Yeah, I think the only place I have it is on my phone. I'll have to email it to myself real fast and download it and whatnot, but it'll take a little bit for all this to upload. So
Yeah,
shouldn't be too
that's
bad.
that's an awesome turkey. And speaking of turkeys, there's been I don't know, since it's really the first year I'll be spring turkey hunting with everything I've done on my farm, but there's been quite a few birds around. I'd say 6 longbeards, so hopefully 1 or 2 sticks around in the spring. So
Nice. Yeah, I mean that's the
that's
perfect
not.
spot to I don't think you're gonna get one right off the roost right there, but that's like a 1 o'clock. You just kind of pull into the farm and give a owl hoot and hear one down in the bottom and be like, all right, you might just want to throw a decoy in the hawk.
Yeah, it's an easy access, and that'll be fun if I do end up roosting them there, because there's some really big oak trees. That'd
Oh
be
yeah, I
a
mean it looks perfect. It looks awesome. I mean, you definitely, it's just if they roost in those 2 or 3 trees right there, it's done deal basically,
Yep.
which would be super cool.
Yep. No running and gunning, but yeah, that'd be cool. Hopefully, you got another turkey to mount, and hopefully you can get Jace his first turkey, and
Yeah,
it'll
yeah, that's the fun part is trying to get the kids on one, and I think he'll have a better. I mean, he's a year older. He'll obviously have a better grasp of everything. So
yeah, I think we'll get out and shoot the gun a little more this year. And he enjoyed that last year, but I
yeah,
think going with a ground blind opposed to a raised blind, it's gonna be easier for him to maneuver that gun around side to side.
yeah. I mean, just getting that angle and stuff with kids being so short and having to shoot out of the elevation, barrel goes down, butt goes up, and it's really hard unless they're like right underneath the blind, and then that's really close. I mean, you're shooting a
Yeah.
410. I mean, you're trying to hit them with a baseball, best case scenario, and we all
Yep.
know the turkeys' heads don't move around that much.
Yep. It happened last year, so we learned from our mistakes.
Yep, yep. And like I said, right there, you could throw up a blind and have it all staked out and just leave it. You
Sneak
know,
in, sneak out.
yep,
So
pretty much. I mean, you could probably put it. I wouldn't be surprised if you get birds going up and down the driveway.
yeah, strutting and doing their thing. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing for too. It's not just turkey hunting, but doing some frost seeding for clover in those plots and getting those ready to go. Um, frost seeding is my favorite way to get that clover established. I've had a couple plots in the last couple of years. When you do that, it's like they start greening up pretty darn quick. So
Right.
my
Oh yeah.
turkey,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just depend on the amount of moisture and the temperature. But yeah, I mean, I've had it where it's the only thing green in the entire timber.
and the turkeys are there. So
Yep. Yep. I got a couple kill plots that we like put in for deer, but I've shot more turkey off it than anything. So
well, I guess we got our 30 minutes down. It
right,
is
yeah, yeah.
10 o'clock.
Hopefully we'll get get this warm up and we can get a little bit more content for filming and whatnot to add to the YouTube channel. But it's just it's that time of year. I mean, it's not the easiest to film ice fishing stuff or coyote hunting and all that if you don't have everything set up. And we're all waiting to start shed hunting, but I'm not keen to go walking around. If I had a specific deer I was really looking for that I had pattern, like, yep, oh yep, he lost his antlers, I'm gonna go look. Like you had Carlos for all those years, that was like, yep, let's go find him, and you'd have him found before January 20th.
Yep. Yeah, he lost them early. So yeah, if there's anybody out there and they have a deer that's shed, get some snowshoes. I don't know if you can rent them or buy them, or you might need them right now, but go out and search for some white gold. So
Yep, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get some bales out this week for sure, and hopefully find some sheds, or at least get a little bit of inventory, because that big one that was on my farm, he's been MIA. He made it through gun season, but I haven't got any pictures of him since like Christmas. So, but who knows? I mean, there's a giant cut ag field, 3/4, half mile away. So he's probably hanging out there a little bit more, because I have Braskas, but they're all under snow right now.
yeah.
So I think if I get those bales out and get that smell in the air, more and more and more deer will start showing up. Hopefully, at least that's the plan.
Yep. I'm the same way. I got one more farm. I need to get some stuff out. Hopefully I'm doing that next weekend, and maybe even doing it on a snowmobile.
Right. Yeah, you'll have to keep me posted on that. So,
Cool.
all right. Well, awesome. Well, I'll touch base with you later this week, and let's knock one out in person and see if we can get somebody in there to talk about stuff.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Perfect.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks. Have a good night, everybody.